Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So, in the overnight session, we saw that buyers remained in firm control, and ES actually pushed to a new all-time high in the overnight session at 2006 and a quarter. Now, heading into the open, we know that buyers are still maintaining control, but ES is trading near the all-time high. So, the bias is still bullish, but we do have to be just a bit defensive on where we get involved on the long side. And at the same time, because we have several econ reports out this morning, we have to know that there could be a news-driven move that can move the market in either direction, right? So the main catalyst this morning is the ISM manufacturing index at 9 a.m. Central. And ahead of that, we can just see some continued chop or even some buying coming into the market because overall the market is set for a push to a new all-time high. So, we could see that even ahead of the econ reports, but then once the econ reports are out of the way, I think then we'll get some smoother, price action and some better trends in the market. But, in the first half hour, it could be either choppy or just kind of sustain the bid that we've seen in the overnight session. So the aggressive spot for buyers to step in is 2000 to 2002. That's the previous VPOC, previous close, the gap fill, so we're using that as pre-market support. But we have to understand that that area has been tested already in pre-market, so the zone is aggressive and it does call for some caution. But if the market is very strong, it'll hold above 2000 and 2002. It won't really make any deeper retracement than that. In the event of a break below the pre-market support, that'll be a little bit of a warning sign that perhaps the market is losing a bit of momentum up here, and that would bring the 95.75 to 97.75 bull bear zone into play. And that's really the key spot for buyers. At this point, if we can hold above 95.75 to 97.75, eventually the buyers can still regain that momentum and try to make a push for a new all-time high. But a break below 95.75 to 97.75 would be short-term bearish, and would tell us that the upside potential is fairly limited, and in that case we can get a pullback to 91 quarter to 92 quarter and 87 to 89, where buyers can still be active on first test. On the upside, we have this pre-market resistance zone 2005 to 06 quarter, and it's basically the all-time high. And for that reason, we just have to understand that this is very fresh, resistance. It's based on the overnight session, and the market could take it out without a lot of trouble once, we get some momentum to the upside above 2002. So it does call for caution. It's not a zone that, we're looking to fade unless there are some very clear signs in real time telling us that, there's a higher probability of a pullback rather than a push higher. But by default, we're going to give more edge to the buyers, and unless we see some very clear sign like a major divergence on the advanced decline, the NYC tick holding below zero, or just the price action itself showing you some better momentum on the downside, that's really the only scenario where we'll try to be a bit more active on getting short. But the way this context is set up with buyers in firm control, it makes sense to be cautious on the short side. If you are going to be aggressive, it still makes sense to be aggressive on the long side. And on the upside above 06 quarter, there is no hard resistance. The market would be making new all-time highs at that point. But based on the recent volatility and the light volume that we've been seeing in the market, 0875 to 1075 is an area where we could see some profit taking, and 1375 to 1575 is an area where the range could just be exhausted on the day time frame, and the buying could shut off. So those are the main ideas heading into the open. Let's see if buyers can hold it above 2000 to 2002. That would tell us the market is fairly strong. 95.75 to 97.75 is the line in sand, the last spot for buyers short term where they can step in. And on the upside, 05 to 06 quarter short term resistance, followed by a push to new all-time highs. So those are the main ideas. Let's see how well the buy side holds up, and we'll take it from there.